How's it going, everyone? In this video, I want to give you guys an update on Ghost of Tsushima and the director's cut. On top of that, celebrating the 1-year anniversary of the game, Sucker Punch has brought back the costumes for the title, so I definitely want to give you guys a heads up on that. And some disappointing information regarding Psychonauts 2, which I'll go over at the end of this video. But first of all, Ghost of Tsushima director's cut's PlayStation 5 file size has been revealed at 47 gigabytes, so that's not too bad. Now, the game was 35 gigabytes launch on the PlayStation 4, so 47 gigabytes, 12 gigabytes of additional storage space for the expansion and the upgrades. I would imagine some of the content upgrades do require a little bit of extra storage, but 47 gigabytes isn't too bad given the file sizes for games these days. I mean, anything south of 50 gigabytes, honestly, I find pretty reasonable, just because we've been burned a lot with games that are 100 gigabytes and north of 100 gigabytes. That's when things get a little scary, especially on the PlayStation 5, where you do have, you know, not the biggest storage that available. I mean, it's pretty small, and I have to regularly delete games, and we're talking about, what, 9 months into the console generation, and I'm deleting games pretty regularly. I actually just deleted the Demon's Souls remake off my PS5, and that was a game I did not want to delete, but it's, you know, I already beat it, so not gonna go back to it at this point, at least not in the near future. But yeah, I'm not a big fan of deleting games. I like to have everything installed at once, and, you know, it's just something I like to do personally, but nevertheless, I don't think it's too big of a deal, and 47 gigabytes I think is pretty decent. Remember that this director's cut will be available at $70. The pricing scheme, you guys probably already know, but just to go over once again, if you own Ghost of Tsushima, if you want to upgrade to the director's cut on PlayStation 4, that is a $20 upgrade, and if you want to go from the base PlayStation 4 game to the PlayStation 5 director's cut, $30 upgrade. If you go from the PS4 base game to the PS4 director's cut and then you have the director's cut, you can upgrade to the PS5 director's cut at that point for $10. Okay, so I think it's pretty easy to follow. I think most people get it at this point. Yes, it's a little bit confusing. I would have just had the Iki Island expansion as a $25 piece of DLC for everyone, and then just given the PlayStation 5 upgrade for free, and you would have generated the same amount of revenue, given that the rumor is 15 to 20 hours of content. You know, that seems like a pretty good deal, even if it was $25 on both, and then, you know, they would have made the same amount of money. At least I think they would have, and now they are getting a little bit of heat on that, but I still think it's going to sell really well, and Ghost of Tsushima is one of my favorite games of the past generation, so I'm definitely looking forward to it. Okay, moving on from that, Ghost of Tsushima's official Twitter account put out July 17th marks 1 year since the release of Ghost of Tsushima. For every fox you pet, every photo mode you shared, every standoff you completed, or any other way you joined us on this journey, thank you from the bottom of our hearts for an incredible year. To celebrate, we've re-enabled these Ghost of Tsushima Legends outfits inspired by iconic PlayStation characters from God of War, Horizon Zero Dawn, Shadow of the Colossus, and Bloodborne. Unlock them by completing any Legend story or survival mission with each class. So pretty straightforward. The costumes look pretty cool, so if you missed out on that, make sure you do take advantage of that. Of course, Ghost of Tsushima will be getting its upgrade, the director's cut, and that will be launching on August the 20th. Lastly, I do want to let you guys know about some disappointing information regarding Psychonauts 2. Psychonauts 2 is a game coming from what is now an Xbox Game Studios studio in Double Fine, but it's still coming out on the PlayStation 4. However, it will not be getting a native PlayStation 5 version, while it is getting a native Xbox Series X version. Now, the PS4 version of the PS4 Pro version of the game, excuse me, does run at 1440p and 30 FPS, and the PlayStation 5 version does get boosted to 60 FPS, so you still get a 60 FPS 1440p experience, but you won't have a 4K experience, you won't have HDR either. So that's a little bit of a bummer. Nevertheless, it's still a game that I'm looking forward to. It's I don't know if it's going to be one that PlayStation people are going to be running out to spend the full price on, but maybe down the line on a bit of a sale, it's going to be something that is going to be well worth it. But that's going to wrap up this one. Again, Ghost of Tsushima, director's cut, all things considered, pretty low on the file size. I think 47 gigabytes is relatively palatable. You know, hopefully sooner rather than later, we can expand our storage on the PlayStation 5 pretty easily. Ghost of Tsushima reintroduces PlayStation-themed armor set, so you can check that out. And Psychonauts 2 not getting a native PlayStation 5 version, which is a bit of a bummer, but I think will be okay. That's going to wrap up this one. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comments section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.